mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 4 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't tryna go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product out the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
Peace. What's good?
Peace,
everybody?
Peace.
What's
How
good?
y'all doing?
What's good?
Good to be
Peace
here.
to the Urban X Nation. What up?
Urban X Nation. This is gonna be an iconic episode. I'm gonna tell you that off the rip because it's Malcolm's birthday.
Big 3-2.
The big 3-2.
Big 3-2. What's
Wow,
good,
how you
everybody?
feeling?
Feel good, man. I feel really good. Feel happy. Feel healthy. Just content with life, man. I feel good.
Hey, that's the way it's supposed to be at 32 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Watching
man.
the young ones grow. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's what it's supposed to be about, bro. But did I mention that it's Malcolm's birthday?
I'm saying thank you for all the birthday love everybody's been showing on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I will get to everybody. I'll try to get to everybody, but thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Really feel love. And today was just real chill, man. Like I took off work, put in my PTO. I was like, listen, I deserve this.
Yes.
Kids went to school, and
Yes.
Avery, she had a half day, so I had like half of the day to myself, and then me and her went out and did our own little thing. So that was really cool. Really cool.
Nice. Did your mother give you her traditional call and tell you
Yes, she did.
you know, what was going on during your birth? Like that's a ritual for y'all, right? Every birthday.
That is a ritual.
She make
Every
you
birthday she
relive
calls
every
me.
moment.
Yeah. Like it was my fault. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was like, you know, you caused this happen, you caused this, you know, but that is a tradition. So while like I was literally trying to catch a couple more minutes to sleep, and then like literally as the time always hits 6:30 something, she calls me on the dot and she tells me the story. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Pops. You guys are the reason why it's my birthday. Thank you guys.
That is
It's
true.
your birthday today
Shout
as
out
well.
to me and
It's your
Mama.
birth- You know what I'm saying? It's your birthday today as well. I mean,
Yep. So what's been going on otherwise?
bro, it's a lot been going on. Actually, hold on real quick. I had a really good weekend this weekend as well. It was like a real just manly ass weekend. You know what I mean? Saturday, I went to the University of Delaware versus UConn game. It was in Delaware. Skylar Bell, who's on UConn, he was
My
playing.
nephew.
Got to see him in action. That was my first time seeing him play in person.
Nice.
I mean, since he was on the Bulldogs, that don't count. You know what I mean? That don't count.
Right.
But he did his thing. He had like 7 catches, 92 yards. Really good game. That was like one of the best games I've ever seen like in person. Like the score was 44-40, or 41-44 in overtime. Like, it was a really close game. Got my boys to come down to Delaware to watch it with me. And then Sunday,
shout them out.
my man Terry, my man Janad.
What up, Terry Janad?
Check me out. And then we watched a bunch of football. And then Sunday, I did the same thing. I said, give me the remote. Y'all, all of yous, get out of here. Daddy has the TV, right? So did that. And then today was my birthday. So I had a good weekend.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. If you're loving the threads, this year we decided to take it up a notch and become iconic.
Iconic. You know what I'm saying?
All right? Everything we do from this point on will be iconic. And you too can get on the iconic train via shopurbinx.com. This is a light rollout. The rollout we come in, I promise, will be iconic.
That's really, really simple, but it works.
It's powerful.
It is.
Not to change the subject, but two of our friends from the UX90, Steve and Tabalik, their son just lost his best friend in a tragic accident. So we want to send our condolences from the entire UX90 family to Steve and Tabalik and your whole family and your son in particular. Him being a firefighter, and he got the call, and not knowing that was his best friend that he was, going to save somebody's life. So it became that much more traumatic for him. So we're going to wrap our arms around him, send love, send condolences, and the whole 9 yards. I wanted to get that in and get that out of the way before we get started with some of this.
Condolences, wow.
Stuff that don't really mean much in contrast to that. So shout out Stephen Tabalik. We love you guys. You already know what it is.
So what's up with you?
I'm ready to roll, baby. I'm still cooking up the book recipe. See, I keep telling people that was the pre-rollout. If you got a bookcase, one of my copies, those are the advanced copies, that's the pre-rollout. When we go to Amazon in the next couple of weeks, this thing is going to turn all the way up. And we're going to need your help. I'm already giving you a heads up. I will be going live for one entire week.
Wait, like a marathon stream? Like they go
a ghetto Black Dot marathon. It ain't gonna be all day, but every day Black Dot is gonna come on and drum up them sales. I'm gonna need your help. I'll let you know when. It's gonna be a fun time. We're gonna have giveaways, all that kind of stuff. And I like it. That's how that's gonna be going. Hey, shout out to Kiki. She said, happy birthday, Malk.
Thank you guys for all the birthday love. I really appreciate it. Let's go. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Charlie Kirk. Let's just get to it. So he, as Hassan Campbell would say, he got his TV turned off. Live for everybody to see. This happened, I think, September 10th, right? And I was at work when I got the word. Like my boys hit the group chat and we're talking about it. And then video comes out. I saw the far video, and then he sends the close video. One of my boys sends the up close video, and I was just like, oh. And this is before like official word got back that he was actually dead. And I was just like, oh, he's dead. Like it's over. And immediately after, because I was familiar with Charlie Kirk on a YouTuber, podcaster level. I would see his Jubilee content. That's the 1 versus 20, like the 1 conservative versus 20 liberals, 1 black person versus 20 white people, like that. They have that type of content. And then he has his college campus content where he says, prove me wrong, like whatever it may be. He has a line of college students. and they're just debating back and forth about, you know, whatever topics and things like that. Now, after he passed, it was a traumatic thing to see, right? It was just kind of like, oh, goddamn, right? So when I saw a lot of people's big emotions, right? I'm a parent, big emotions. I saw a lot of people, you know, express, you know, their sadness and stuff like that. I just kind of assumed like, okay, it was a sad way to go out. Like, goddamn. I didn't know how important he was to the Republican Party.
Okay.
I had to like really do some research. Like, oh, like people credit him on getting Trump elected. People says that he used to like raise a lot of money for the Republican Party. He was a mover and shaker. Like we have YouTubers and stuff like that, but he was a YouTuber or a podcaster that was making a difference for his community. Like I didn't realize how they saw him. One person said like, yo, I thought he was going to be like the head of the RNC one day because of how much influence and pull he had. So I was just kind of like, okay, wow. Then what was happening? Then I'm trying to get like the timeline of like kind of this whole thing. And then what was happening was I started seeing a lot of people make him into a martyr.
Yes.
Right? Because I was kind of familiar with him, with his content, because I used to see clips. I see stuff he flat out said, right? Like I don't care how he meant it. He said it. And then I was seeing white people defend him like, yo, he just had a difference of opinion. Black people defend him. He just had a difference of opinion. And my retort to that would be his opinion actually shaped policy. So it wasn't just a difference of opinion. It was actually, he was actually making stuff happen. So his words, however racist they may have been, was actually getting stuff done for his party.
Yes.
But like, so we have our activists, we have you, and we're just talking heads on YouTube, right? We're just debating for the sake of debating. He was actually making stuff happen. So that made him a lot more dangerous than I would say somebody who says that was just a difference of opinion. Right. And then it became like a really weird thing because I started seeing a lot of people actually celebrating his death. Now, again, I just wasn't, I don't have any sadness that he's gone. I don't really even share condolences. Like, I'm just kind of like, whatever.
Right.
I'm not going to celebrate his death, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't celebrate any death unless somebody's done some real harm to my family personally. I'll celebrate, I'll celebrate. But other than that, I was just kind of like, I'm cool in it. And then I was watching the reaction from the people when you said, I'm not going to celebrate death. People go, oh, well, you're a coon. People got on Umar. Like, even Umar said something like, yo, I don't think we should celebrate it. I think he's a bigot. I think he's an enemy to our people. I just don't think we should celebrate his death. And people still got on him. So I was really legitimately kind of stuck on how to feel about everything. Like, I was just kind of like, so how do I even approach this? And we didn't have a show. Like, we would just kind of me and you were just talking. I was like, I just don't know how I would approach this, because no matter what, it seems like you damn it if you do, you damn it if you don't. Like I said, I personally never have gotten down that way, right? Like, gotcha. I don't care like what you said online. Like, I don't care enough to celebrate, to tweet something spicy, okay, whatever. And then there's people going, well, black people, we don't care that he's dead. If you don't care, then don't care. Like, debating online about somebody who you don't care about, that sounds like you care. You know what I mean? It sounds like,
yeah.
I never understood that. But what's interesting about Charlie Kirk, like, even like outside of like Trump, because Trump has said some really, really wild stuff, but it's always in a way where even if you wanted to defend him, you could, because you could say, well, he didn't mean it that way. He didn't mean. Charlie Kirk was saying some flat out, this is how he felt. Mm-hmm. Like, this is what he felt about black people. This is how he saw black women's mental capacity to make decisions. This is how he felt, right? So it's just like I'm curious to see how people are trying to defend him or trying to go about it. It's just been an interesting thing. We could talk about everything around the death, like the actual, like the killing and stuff like that, in a little bit. I just wanted your thoughts on, I guess, an initial news that he got killed.
Yeah, I'm with C. Diggs. I didn't know much about this guy. However, I did see bits and pieces from time to time, and it never moved my meter because I told you I'm not gonna sit here and allow someone I don't know or who does not have an existence within my space to agitate me, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Right. And so, but my observation of this whole situation is this. Last year or during the presidential candidacy, I kept saying, is this the best we could do? Two old, smelly old men representing America or the leaders of the free world. I said, we got to do better. There has to be some young, innovative, handsome, thick-jawed white man out here that the people don't mind getting behind. This guy was it. You follow? Not only was he it, his grassroots following was colleges. That's important, right? Because that's the future. So he was showing, now, all of the sound bites of him saying this, saying that, that's the world we live in now. Social media is a little bit of truth, a little bit of shock, a little bit of this, a little bit of that to make your presence known. Charleston White is a master at it. Charleston White will drop mad truth, but he'll say some bizarre things, and the manner in which he says them, they are meant to agitate certain people. They are meant to put him in a space that gives him the clicks or gives him the energy needed to continue to move forward. All right, so that's one of the main things that I noticed with this, and I do believe he was going to be the so-called heir apparent to the Republican Party. And so this hit, I refuse to believe it's a lone gunman from way out 200 yards.
We could talk about that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that in a minute. Some things that I noticed on stage and things of that nature. And so Charlie Kirk is a character, and what he represents or what he's saying, your boss feels the same way about you. Quiet as kept. He's just not saying it openly and honest. He represents a bigger demographic than you can possibly imagine, right? And so when you see that, and then you see people who say, this is the weird thing, America is a country built on hypocrisy. This is the land of free speech. But if you talked about and gloated over his death, there were people being fired behind that shit.
Yep.
How's that even humanly possible if this is free speech? See, we misconstrue what free speech is. Free speech is, why you on the corner? Not in my institution, not being hired by me, not representing this corporation in which you sign these papers. You can say what you want. However, within our, constituents here and what we do, we monitor, control, and regulate what can and cannot be said. And so a lot of people were on looking for a quick soundbite feed, some energy without saying outlandish things about this man. And I don't give a shit either way, right?
Yeah.
But with that being said, we also understand there's a code of conduct that even within the social media realm, you have to conduct yourself. So I might get on the phone with you and say something crazy. I'm not going to get on social media and do that.
And again, what people fail to realize, and I don't know how, it's 2025. These people are all friends.
Yes.
Right? Republican, Democrat, they're all friends. They see each other as the Jets would see the Patriots. Like, we're competition, but I wouldn't want to see something terrible happen to. And that's where some of the reactions, because there were some prominent Democratic figures who were shocked, who were like, oh my God, crying. I saw a couple of them. and their fans were like, "Why would you cry? Like that's Charlie Kirk, and he stands for this." And it's just because, like in real life, like on camera, they might be at odds, right?
Yes.
But sometimes, a lot of times behind the cameras, they are cool, like they are friends, and that's what you and that's a lot of what you were seeing.
And
but
let me add this:
go ahead.
there's a human aspect to all of it, and social media has removed the human empathy aspect to who we are. And I keep telling you, once we lose our base, we're empathetic people. We are the gatekeepers of humanity. So we care about the birds, the bees, the trees, the air, the water, because we know Earth is a living, breathing thing. And whoever these opposite thinking people are, they still have a place in existence. And so when you're happy that they died, you act like because he died, their movement is going to stop. Are you kidding me? No person controls the movement. That means you are foolish. And not to change the subject, I felt that way when Kevin Samuels died. I said, why are these people celebrating this man's death? It was a lot of people like, yo, I'm glad Kevin Samuels is dead, simply because his views were different. If we are not in a place where we can take your view, or if your views still hurt me, then this world is really, really twisted. We have not progressed as far as you think we should. You should be able to say what you want, and not just turn the dial because it doesn't affect me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Now, whatever your karma is, that's between you and the deeds that you have done, right? So whether he lives or died, I woke up every day. I never sat on the edge of my bed like, damn, I wonder what Charlie Kirk is thinking. It has no existence. Limit your time and energy you're giving to things that do not matter to you. All of this political realm stuff has nothing to do with you. You think it does. It doesn't. And so when I see people, oh, I'm glad he did, and this and that, okay, that's cool. But now what? Because he just spawned, or you just spawned 500 other Charlie Kirks that will emerge and with the same idea, because the idea has never changed in America. They hate you. They're going to continue to hate you. You are a problem. If they could just get rid of you, they would. From the first president on, it's been the same. So why, when a young man who has his own views in a social media setting comes about utilizing all that social media has to afford to turn his avatar into something powerful, and when we talk about influence, that it affects you in any kind of way. That's all.
So yeah, and I think what made this one a little tricky is the manner and how traumatic he died.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? So, and I think that was, again, that's what was just kind of making it really tricky. It was because,
but that's how Malcolm X died.
Right. No, right.
Right. So like dramatic.
So this is what I mean, right? So if you are a white person who agreed with what Charlie Kirk says, you have no shame of speaking for him, right? We have a lot of, people. There's people you probably in your life, people on, the timeline who are like Charlie Kirk fans. You're like, oh, but because of how traumatic it happened, you kind of you don't say anything for you kind of can't say anything for because you don't know how they're grieving of what they just saw. If that makes any sense.
It does. That had potential, Malcolm. That could have triggered a race war.
Right.
Even though we didn't pull the trigger.
Right.
You follow?
Right.
And I'm thankful we didn't. Oh, God. That would have been the last thing we needed. But when you talk about martyrism and creating a martyr, what more traumatic way in front of all of his fans in the most lily white place in the world where he felt very comfortable to end his life.
Yeah.
In front of his kids and his family And now what he stands for, the idea of Charlie Kirk, is now in motion in a social media era. See, Malcolm and Martin, those situations had nothing to do with social media, but they still affected us in a grand way. I told you, my mother was pregnant with me when Dr. King was assassinated, and it really, really affected her. And so when you do something of this magnitude in an era which you can manufacture grief and all these other energies, what you do is make this a very dangerous and hostile situation. And I don't even know if he's dead.
No, all right. So now let's do some more talking. Now, I think it was, what year did Nipsey pass? 2019, when Nipsey passed, right?
Yeah.
After he passed, not fanfare is not the word I'm looking for, but when everybody around me were treating this death as like his funeral was at the Staples Center, like where Michael Jackson had his funeral, right? Charlie Kirk passes September 10th. September 11th is a day of remembrance of, the World Trade Center.
The most patriotic day in America.
Right? And you got the vice president not going to a 9/11 memorial, but you have him going to make sure Charlie Kirk's body is on Air Force 2.
Yes.
Right? He has to stay with the body. You got flags flying at half-mast all week, not for 9/11, for Charlie Kirk.
For Charlie Kirk.
You got NFL teams and baseball teams. You got people doing moment of silences for Charlie Kirk. I'm just sitting here like, am I going crazy? Like, what the hell's happening, right? Then his wife, right, who I was incredibly sympathetic towards, because I'm just like, yo, you just watch. Again, I don't know her. I don't know her politics. I'm just looking at it as a human. You just watched your husband get his head popped. You know what I'm saying? Like in front of everybody, and again in the most traumatic way possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watched her go on his show, do like a press conference thing, face full of makeup, hair done, right? All white, kind of, and angelic. I'm putting those in quotation marks, right? And I said, huh. Now, I don't, and real quick, I don't know if you remember this. There was a story of a judge her son and her husband got killed. And a guy, he was dressing up as like a Amazon
worker or something. Yeah.
Amazon worker, went to deliver something at the house. They opened the door. He killed both of them, right? And she's on camera. She's talking about it. And I remember, I don't know if you remember, you asked me, you go, she looks sad to you? And I'm like, she obviously looks sad. And I'm annoyed with you that you even would ask me something so crazy. I'm just like, obviously she looks sad. And then she goes into some policy that needs to be changed.
Yes.
Right after. And I was like, what the hell just happened?
Yep.
The exact same feeling I got watching Charlie Kirk. Or Charlie Kirk's wife.
Yes.
It was just I was just sitting there. I was like, I don't know if she's convincing as a sad person here.
Listen,
she's posting pictures with his body. She's okay, fine. Even if you say people grieve different, they don't do that.
Yes. And it was crazy because you could see it. You could feel it. This was a political moment. You know what I'm saying? She seemed too propped up and too crisis actress for me. Now, people grieve differently, like you said. Now, also remember, when you're dealing with the PSYOP, the emotion you have over the death has to carry some weight in your judgment and in your logical understanding. All of that goes out the window because you're dealing with trauma, right? Mm-hmm. Most people don't come back to their senses until the PSYOP is over, right? I've been trained to peel through that shit and go straight to what this is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even if publicly I say something else, I'm on my shit to figure out what's going on here, right? And so I never got the vibe from her that Christ the King, I mean, Charlie Kirkland, was, you know what I mean, is actually dead. When I watched what was going on stage, you have to break this shit up into small frames. There was some weird activity with the dude standing to his right. There's some weird activity with his shirt, the way the shit moved. Just like with Trump. I know you don't think Trump got shot. Let's stop it, all right? And so all of these things, this is a huge stage now. And I keep telling you, they have bled Hollywood's technology and all of that into this world, because how did they do that? You are already interfacing so much with artificial intelligence and fake reality to begin with. You watch more basketball games and Grand Theft Auto and build a block shit that has nothing to do with this realm. Remember, we talked about spaces and places. So it becomes easier every year to bleed something from the virtual world or fake world into the so-called real world, and to use the trauma created by that event to help the PSYOP have legs. 9/11 is the perfect example. It was the most traumatic event you could probably experience in your life. But when you cleared all the smoke, if you were fortunate enough, you go, wait a minute, none of that shit makes any sense. What's happening now is they used to bank on it would take 20 to 30 years before we caught up. Oh, it'll be 30 years, 40 years. We'll redact some of this information. Then by the time all the guilty party that we notified, they're already dead. Yeah. So it just becomes some shit. But now in this quickening, you got 48 hours. It's people on TikTok and YouTube doing extensive investigations saying none of this makes sense.
So, and with this situation, you had regular conspiracy theorists. You had vets going, that's a tough shot for a 22-year-old
with no military training.
To hit a shot like that. One shot him. Because I watched that dude, I forget his name, black dude, they call him the Reaper, right? He's a sniper. I watched him target practice at distances, and it took him a few shots to kind of hit his target. And he said multiple times in interviews, like, a one shot hit like that, like that's difficult. You know what I mean? Like I'm sending a few, right? So one shot, not military trained, to be able to get out clean, right?
Yes.
And then this is where the story gets a little shaky. The gun that they said he used, you can't break that down and throw that in your book bag and leave. And then the footage that they showed, he didn't have a gun on him, right? So they're saying he left the gun. But then FBI said the gun was fully intact in the woods somewhere else. So which one is it?
And again, let's walk that back. Usually when something like that happens, it's usually a disgruntled old ex-army veteran or something who with training, who's a patriot for America, a 22-year-old kid. This nigga barely getting some ass out here. And you hit a shot like that? What are they on? And it took them 33 hours. Again, showing you the shit. Manhunt was 33 hours before they finally apprehended. And they always leave a note or confess.
Engraving on the shell case.
Engravings on the... That's an insult to our intelligence. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Come on, dog.
You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
And so, yeah, that's my take on that.
So it was something else. It was something else that kind of caught me, or it'll come back to me. But yeah, this just does not make any sense to me.
No.
And the longer it goes on, it's like, another thing. I think in the wife's speech, she keeps emphasizing that it was one person that
Yes.
they found. They keep even Trump announcing this what was going on Truth Social, and then they ask him in person, "How you dealing with this?" And he just like, "Oh yeah, I'm good, man. We just put some new carpet down in the Oval Office.
Basically.
We got some new curtains. You know what I'm saying? Well, who the hell is? Oh yeah, super sad.
Yeah.
He don't seem like he cared. And then that's what I was thinking about. His address to the people in the office, that looked like AI. That looks like AI. That looked too lively for how he's been. Because remember,
lately.
Everybody's been wondering, like, what the hell you been? What's these marks on? You look tired. You look slow. One side of your face looks like it's drooping down. But now you are delivering a speech.
I wouldn't put it past them. You don't know no more because what is real?
Yeah.
Right? What Morpheus said to fucking Neo. What is real? The air you breathe? Like, what's real? The fact that it happened the day before the most patriotic day in the year is all connected. This was a patriot, an American patriot who sacrificed his life, you know what I'm saying, on the 24th anniversary of, you know, the most tragic events in the world. Yeah. No bueno.
What else did I see? Ben Shapiro from the Daily Wire. I think he is trying to buy Charlie Kirk's company or something like that, or trying to take it over somehow. The wife, she also mentioned his company was called The Turning Point. That's what it was called.
Okay.
She talked about other people starting up local chapters of The Turning Point around the country. So using this as a battle cry, she said the word battle cry, as a battle cry to continue Charlie's message and to continue his, and I was just like, okay, all right.
Yeah. And they're going to skate around the fact of the thing, the disparaging things he said. I'm not offended by anything he said because I feel the same way about him and his people. You see what I'm saying? We can't have it. We can't be selective with it. You know, oh, I'm appalled that you would say that about black people. I feel the same way about your people. You know what I mean? Just stay out of my way. I stay out of your way. When we have to interact, interchange, we do. You ain't saying nothing slick. You know, black folk is something else, bro. Because you know when we get down in the trenches, we get down. But when we hear it, the victim consciousness, he can't say that about black women. He can say anything he want to say. But there's a price to pay. He happened to pay the ultimate price, but not for the reasons you think he did.
Okay, another thing, right? So immediately I thought this was a radical liberal. I'm not going to lie. I was like, oh, this is somebody who just hated him, who was on the other side. Apparently, there is a schism within even the far right sectors of the political spectrum, right? So it's this guy named Nick Fuentes, who hates Charlie Kirk because he feels Charlie Kirk, who I thought was kind of radical in some of the stuff he was saying, is not radical enough. He thought Charlie Kirk and whoever followed him was some hoes. Like, y'all are scared. He thinks Trump is a hoe. He thinks Trump doesn't go far enough. And a lot of them, I didn't know about. I knew about Nick Fuentes. I kind of heard of him, but I didn't know what that movement actually stood for. I just kind of lumped all of them together, right? And somebody online, I remember the day of, like the day it happened, somebody online, she was just like, they called themselves groypers. I think that's creepy. I think that sounds, nasty.
What are they called?
Groypers.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. That
sounds like, I don't know. That's just me. But she said, yeah, this sounds like something like a groyper would do. Come to find out, he was somebody on that felt like Charlie Kirk wasn't conservative enough. So,
but remember,
again, we think this has anything to do with us, and they're fighting wars that we have no idea about. And yeah, that's my message to that.
And we're gonna leave it there because we spent some time on it.
Oh yeah.
But those thoughts run freely amongst Americans. You know what I mean? We all wear a mask when we come out in public. You know what I mean? Our true feelings about everything is something in general we attempt to keep to ourselves. But in this Fuentes guy, he has a demographic of people who feel just like he do. And they're waiting for their dog whistle to pop off so they can do what they do.
Yeah.
You're listening to the sounds of Urban X.
So, along with my weekend of watching football and just doing man stuff, the Terrance Crawford Canelo fight happened this weekend on Netflix. And I'm not going to lie to y'all. The 32-year-old Malcom could not. I was fighting for my life to stay up for that fight. And I missed the whole thing. Missed the entire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Netflix has got to do a better job of controlling that narrative. It's no reason at 1 in the morning. The only reason I was able to be up for the fight is because I took what I call an appetizer. Not an appetizer. At my age, in the middle of the night, like it might be 8 o'clock at night, I'll go down for a 2-hour appetizer. And I woke up and was like, all right, it's time to get this fight on. But in normal circumstances and conditions, that's intolerable and that's unacceptable.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I was tired as hell. But I was when I woke up, I was very happy to see that Terrance Crawford Bud did his thing, put the beats on that boy.
I knew he was gonna win.
Yo, listen, there's a look certain people have in their eyes when they talk about whatever field that they're in. When he talks about fighting, and I'm not standing across somebody like that. I'm just not. You know,
Here's the thing. Not only is he passionate about it, right? For me, when you want to know about the unknown, you study the known.
Yeah.
I saw Mayweather pick Canelo apart. Mayweather made easy work of Canelo, right? No jab, straightforward brute, you know, coming straight forward, trying to set up the big shot. You can't beat a technician like that, right? Speaking of the eyes, he was so locked in during the fight on Canelo that he was, by the third, listen, let me tell you something. Somebody like Mayweather, by the third round, he's gauged your speed. He's gauged the distance in which he can get at you. He's gauged your power. The first 3 rounds, Mayweather is assessing. That's what I saw Crawford doing. First 3 rounds, assessing. I'm going to get the hand speed down. But when you're fighting a technician who has the ability to move his feet, obstruct views, and do the things that Crawford could do, it makes it very hard for a linear fighter like Canelo, right, to really win unless he just start catching you. And that would be your fault because you got unfocused, right? And so the size thing wasn't really a big issue. To me, I knew that Crawford was going to outbox this man. This was not even, he put on a fucking clinic on that boy. And a lot of money was made, but he didn't make a lot of money.
No, he didn't.
He made about 10 million, and I'm hearing Canelo, rumor has it, made 100 million. Yeah. Now, he did bring the fight to Canelo. Canelo was the standard, the champ, and so he gets to dictate terms. But I thought he should have got at least 50, 60 million for this.
No, I thought it was 50 to 150.
Oh, even that.
Even that, yeah.
Even that, 3 times the amount for getting your ass whipped. That's a good payday for Canelo.
That's a
and
fact.
you saw the Sheik up there, so they have some kind of deal with Dubai or something to make this Netflix thing an international thing. And so the money is changing. And now you're having Americans who would never in the past entertain the thoughts of taking the Arab money. In fact, Tom Brady is coming out of retirement to play flag football in one of them Arab nations. because the payments are so big. And so
That's crazy.
kudos to Crawford. I don't have no problem with people who, a lot of people was going for Canelo because of his size, and a lot of Mexican people left that stadium upset.
Oh yeah.
And he came out on the Mexican music and it was throwing people off. But remember, he had the guitar with him. That was Antonio Banderas shit.
That's the Desperado music.
The Desperado shit.
Yeah.
So he came out with the Desperado shit, just like Mayweather in one of them fights against Pacquiao came out. The fight was on May 5th. He came out in Cinco de Mayo with some Mexican music.
Yeah.
So kudos to him and his family. Short work. I think he should retire at this point. Unless, and see, you can't just do it for the payday. The fight has to mean something. This meant something.
Yeah.
For all the naysayers who were saying he never took out nobody of significance and going up to that size, oh, he's really gonna. And he showed that this is about boxing skill.
Yeah.
And you know, his mother used to pay bullies in the neighborhood to beat him up.
And again, I watched that little like mini doc, and I watched his mother, and I said, yo, he is not right. Like, he's not right up here.
He got shot in the head and drove himself to the hospital.
Yeah, I'm not.
He not right.
No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you don't want to get in the ring with nobody like that.
No.
Not me.
And it looked cool because you know, it was in Vegas, and you know, my first time being in Vegas was this summer, and I was just like, I gotta go back out there for a fight. So all the celebrities I was out there, that looked really, really cool.
Really, really dope.
To see that. So, all right. So shouts out to Crawford.
Shouts out.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, Pops, I was on Instagram. I'm scrolling, right? I see, I follow Pusha T, is one of my favorite rappers. I follow him, so I'm scrolling. I see a post from him talking about he's about to fly to the Vatican to perform a song. And I read it like 4 times. I was like, you want to the Vatican? Like, what? Like, for what? Like, how would you? And come to find out, him and Malice and John Legend, they performed "Birds Don't Sing," which is a great song on the album, but they performed it at the Vatican with a bunch of other people who performed at the Vatican, and I'm confused. What say you?
Yeah, I was confused too. I think this is the doing of Rock Nation, trying to continue to break down barriers and put rappers in places that they're not supposed to be. However, the Vatican owns all of you niggas. And so performing in front of God, or, you know, the highest of the high, with some music, gibberish music that you have created, I mean, that's what it boiled down to me. I didn't see that as a step up for us. These are the people who okayed our destruction and demise on the grandest scale. You know what I mean? These are your leaders. These are your gods. These are the people you worship, right? And so them being sun worshipers and these niggas being the eclipse that came in, and I got ritual out of that. You know what I mean? Remember, the church only deals with the Father, Son, and the Spirit. There's no female energy in that. The twins coming out, they're not twins, but the 2 brothers, and they paying homage to the male and female energy, one giving homage to his mother, the other giving homage to his father, highly melanated clips, you know, individuals eclipsing that sun worship, the fake sun worship that they're into. This whole thing looked like a goddamn ritual to me. You know what I mean? And so it could also be, again, Rock Nation offering up more sacrifices. You know what I mean? Maybe this puts them, maybe this was their 3 degrees. You know what I mean? Maybe this was their
Okay.
3 degrees.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you never really know. You know what I mean? Putting them in a space because let's get past the song, the emotional song. Oh, they talk about their mother and father dying. I mean, that's low hanging fruit. That's like me wearing a hoodie saying, "Do you love your mama?" Well, you damn right I love my mama. You know, of course that hoodie's gonna sell.
Yeah.
That's low hanging fruit. Let's look at their catalog.
Yeah.
Their catalog is doing the work of the Vatican. I don't care what nobody say. Drugs, murder, mayhem, their catalog is sanctioned by the Vatican. And as an offering from Rock Nation, because now they down with Rock Nation, and I don't believe none of that Def Jam didn't want to put out a song with Kendrick Lamar, which makes no sense. The song wasn't controversial.
Yeah,
If anything, Def Jam should have want to put that song out to increase their sales. I think Rock Nation is failing. You know what I mean?
Well,
and
I think all music labels.
Right,
I think all music labels.
And so he's latching on to what he know can help keep him afloat.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And so the eclipse coming in, blocking out the sun, representing the male and female energy, which was cool. Highly dark melanated dudes from what part of the earth? I have no idea. What part of the universe these dark niggas is from? Right? And so, and side note, Pusha T wrote, da 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 da, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
For McDonald's. The shit you ingest, America's favorite fast food.
Yeah.
Song jingle was wrote by a goddamn drug dealer.
Yeah.
How you feel about that, America? And he also wrote, we have the meats.
He didn't write that.
Yes, he did. That's his shit.
No, he didn't. No, he
Yes,
didn't.
he did. Yes, he did. He wrote that shit too.
I think you just made that up.
Okay. Okay. All right. Somebody verify all that shit.
Did he?
Yeah, I'm just saying. And I don't even want to get into the date and the geometria of all that because Ani will get into that and break down what the date was. Oh, it was wasn't it the night of the fight, right?
I think
9, 13? Yeah.
Might have been,
Yeah. Absolutely. 13 and 9, is that 22? Yeah, that's a master number. Okay, I'm just looking at a few things.
Okay. Thank you for all the birthday shout outs, everybody. I see him.
And hit his Cash App.
Do that.
Sock it to his pocket, as A.A. Rashid would say. Sock it to his pocket. All right, so we good on that?
Yes.
Want to take a break?
Oh, yeah, we can take a quick commercial
We'll
break.
take a quick break and come on back. We still got some stuff to cover.
Yes, we do.
Hi, I'm 7, and I'm the Super Harry. That means I ask big questions, I make big moves, and I come from something powerful. In this series, I broke through change, embraced my culture, and unlocked the gifts that my ancestors gave me. These books are for kids like me, kids with heart, with pride, and with big dreams. Come join the journey. Collect all 4 7 the Super Hey-Roo books and unlock your power. Available on Amazon and Kindle now. Order your copy today.
And that was a short break. Shout out to Sincere Love the God, his son 7, bright young man, has got 4 books out. You can get them on Amazon and wherever books are sold, Kindle and all of that. This is his series of books for kids around that age, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and all of the amazing questions because children are filled with so much wonderment. So shout out Sincere Love the God, who's building a catalog and a legacy for his babies. You know he got the joint out with Nas, from Illmatic to the Womb, or is it from Womb to Illmatic? You know me. If I screw your name up, that's a good thing.
Don't take it
Black
personally.
Guy Rock with you. So
Please don't take it personally.
From the Womb to Illmatic, from Illmatic to the Womb, where he's breaking down each chapter in Nas's album songs breaking them down, showing you how they relate to everyday life for you and your children. It is a must have. Now I'm talking about.
Thank you for this. Yes, thank you for the super chat, Sincere Steve. What's good, man?
Thank you, Steve Canal in the building.
Yeah, what's good, man?
Peace to the God. Yeah.
So, somebody mentioned it in the chat. Again, thank you for the birthday shout outs. Miami Hurricanes won another one. So, shouts out to them. That team, I'm not going to lie, that team stresses me out like no other because, like, it could be a really good game or we were killing the entire time and then it just falls flat. But it's still early in the season. But, yo, this is what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to get, like, real sportsy real quick.
All right.
Quarterback play in high school and in college and in the NFL has been terrible.
Yes, it has.
It has been, and I'm going to sound like a real old man here. And I'm going to tell you why I think it's been terrible. Everybody's offense is built on tempo now, right? So think about the last time, if you watch a college game, you've seen a team, an offense huddle up and a quarterback call a play. They don't. They run these spread plays, right? They all run the shotgun. They all run the run pass, RPO, run pass option. There's no quarterback reads anymore. They're predetermined reads. I was at the UConn University of Delaware game, basically, right? I'm watching the game, and there were certain routes where I'm looking at Skylar play, right? He plays receiver. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? He just ran that route. He is not running. There's certain plays where he's not running a route to get open. He's just running a route to create space for another predetermined read. I'm like, when did this happen? So by the time they get to the NFL, when the NFL have them actually making 2 and 3 step reads, they can't do it. And that's what they all stink.
This is why Caleb Williams is having a very, very hard time.
Caleb Williams. He just wrote his name.
Caleb.
I don't know.
Very, very. No, I'm really losing my mind, guys. This is not like an act. Caleb Williams is having a hard time because in football, it's the second and third read. Your first and second options sometimes will not be there. But you have to have the ability to scan that field. I grew up watching Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and Dan Fouts. I go way back. Roger Staubach. These dudes was doing 2 and 3 reads. You know, now it's my first dude ain't open. I check down. Hit the check down. And the ability to scan is gone.
Or I try to run. And I'm just like, yo, what happened? And I was talking to my boy about it. He goes, it's because in college, we think about college as preparing for the NFL. College, that's your job. My job is to win now.
Right.
So I don't got to prepare you for nothing. I need to win now.
It's not my responsibility to prepare you and hand you off to somebody else. My job is to keep my job, and I need to win ball games now.
And another thing, college ball, it was something that's kind of irking me. You know, the first 2 to 3 weeks in college ball, it's big teams beating on
little teams,
right? And I don't like that. Bugs me out because how can you get a real gauge on if this kid is good? Arch Manning had he's terrible.
Yeah.
He's terrible. But they'll play like some bump team, then he'll look good for a second, and then the media act like he's actually good. And I'm just like, what the hell is that? I don't know, man. I feel.
Well, let me explain this part.
I don't know what's happening.
No, it's money. So you're a small team. Why would we waste our time with you? But for you, it's the biggest game of the year for your school. Everybody's going to be there. We're going to make an additional $5 million for the university. We will gladly serve up our niggas so your high-priced niggas can run us over 47-0, and we can just be like, we tried.
Ohio State beat Grambling State 70-0.
Yeah. Short work.
I don't think they got any quarterbacks left on the team because they all got hurt because they're playing Ohio State. Like,
yeah. So,
God, man.
I'm always teaching Elon, follow the money. And so they set these games up, and they set them up to give their team some warm-ups. So they like practice games that, you know, before we start the real season. So we can get an eye on other players. Anyway, I digress.
Yeah, I just had to like get that out of my system.
Of Urban X.
Oh, speaking of football, Shaduer Sanders again.
Yeah, we didn't cover that last time, and people were on my case. This thing is turning into a mess.
Well,
I was thinking because they said he's not even practicing with the third string no more. He's not even practicing. Yeah. Why is he there? I'm also hearing he turned down an opportunity to back up Lamar Jackson. That report came from Adam, what's his name? Schefter. At this point, and can you blame him, or should he had said he's a great guy to learn behind, or did he say if I go there, I'm never gonna play because this dude is never hurt?
I think by the time he got to the 5th round and they said, "Hey, we're gonna draft you," I think if he should have had somebody should have had the wisdom enough to go at least learn behind somebody. That way, if you get traded, you get an opportunity somewhere else, you can go. That's one of the things. Like, I'm 32, and one of the things I'm grateful for is being able to have the wisdom when something happens to kind of see the lesson in it somewhere.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, stuff happens, you know, all the time, and it might not be what you planned, it might not be what you wanted, but I find myself having the wisdom to go, this is why I think this happened, this is how I think this could change. So I think he's young, so he probably, again, thought, I know I should be a starter somewhere, so at least let me go somewhere where I could win the starting position. That's probably what he was thinking. A 2-time MVP, you're probably not going to win any starting job there, so that's kind of we were saying. It's short-sighted, but again, hindsight 2020. So we're looking at it in hindsight, like you could have had an opportunity to learn. I think, again, talking about quarterback plays, the quarterbacks who are able to sit for a year, maybe 2, usually do the best because you're just learning.
But we're in the microwave age now, and see another thing. He already has motion, and so because he already has motion in terms of NIL deals, Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Hall of Fame dad, all of those things. Is it possible? Can we just be honest for a minute? Let's remove our ego and all of that. Is it possible that he
about to say what I've been saying?
He felt like, you know, this stuff should just belong to him, or, you know, or does he feel like he should just be moved to the top of the line? And maybe he should. And please don't bring up the Archie Manning situation. Let's stop doing that. Let's talk about our situation. Let's talk about They own Archie Manning's ass, by the way. They own his ass. They're on his ass now, but he's still gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay because he's got 2 Hall of Fame uncles and a Hall of Fame granddad. So, and he probably don't have all of that motion that Shadow has. You know, so sometimes this celebrity thing is a gift and a curse. I think that's the best way I'm trying to say it. Okay. So sometimes it's a gift and a curse. Should you maximize on your opportunities? Yes. But this NIL stuff has created turmoil. We already had a chip on our shoulder when we were playing to get our mother a house. We would run through a brick wall, but now I can get my mother a house while I'm in high school. How hard am I going to come at practice when I'm getting all of this social media love, and now they're inviting me into certain parties? I'm going to talk about the movie Him coming up next, so stay tuned. Right? What does this mean? Does it short circuit your ability to feel you need to still go out and earn that? You follow?
Yeah,
and so I think Shadoer is talented, and I think he can start in this league. He's got to shed what everybody think he is. A spoiled brat, driving around in Bentleys, got his own music videos out, thinking about his chain, all of this. He's got to shed that. There's a time to get back to that. I think now he needs to try to get himself in a position where he can show he know the playbook. That's where you kill him at, in the playbook. That's all. So I'm not knocking the money, but remember, all money ain't good money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you get that money. This is a perfect example. I think that's what screwed hip-hop for the last 50 years. That all of this money was poured into these 17, 18, and 19-year-old kids who didn't understand the value to make the money grow, you know what I'm saying, generationally and set up structures. Had they given that money to them people coming out of the civil rights movement, the results may have been a lot different. Those who had more of a business structure, some of them had their own businesses, coming out of segregation, knew how to run businesses, knew how to start businesses. If you give a kid a whole bunch of candy, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna eat it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what happened with hip hop when they started cutting $500,000 checks, $2 million, $10 million, and it kept growing with those who don't understand the money. The only thing you can do it is spend it. Spend it frivolously, and 50 years later, we have nothing collectively to show. Sure, some individuals got paid. And remember, that's how they keep you out of pocket, because they keep you thinking about yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So just wanted to put that out there. I want him now because it's not how the story starts. It's how the story ends. Yeah. So I want him to put all that stuff aside. We know you can get money. We know you got motion. Master the playbook. That's the separation of all quarterbacks. Black, white, whoever. The ones who master the playbook.
Absolutely.
Right? Speaking of the movie, Him.
Okay.
It comes out Friday.
I keep hearing reports that they canceled the movie. Like they're not putting it out. That they are putting it out. That I keep
Why would
hearing
they cancel it?
I don't know. Like certain studios could just say like that's not release schedule anymore. They did it with Batgirl. They did it with a few movies.
But what would be the reasoning?
No clue.
This movie.
Sometimes before you go, sometimes like they could say like the movie's gonna be a loss for us, so we could write it off as a loss.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't even, but I don't know. Go ahead.
I think this movie is going to be the movie of the year, based on some of the coming attractions that I've seen. Now, I think the spin to the movie is going to be, and I haven't seen it, I ain't got no inside information, Marlon Wayans has CTE. Right? This is my take. Everything he's putting this young initiate through only exists in his mind. Now, it's going to open up a segue or a space where they can drop all of that satanic ritual sacrifice Baphomet shit into the movie, right? So they're going to give it to you, but at the end of the movie, it's going to all be a figment of Marlon Wayans' imagination. That's how I think they're going to put a bow on it, so that you walk out of the theater going, see, I told you none of that shit was real. That's just the CTE that be messing up your mind and creating alternate, because the CTE game is crazy. It can make you a mass murderer. Tell me I'm lying.
Okay.
Aaron Hernandez was literally killing niggas. He was telling niggas on the field, I kill you. Niggas said, stop, man. Stop fucking around. He said, no. I'm serious. I kill you. You see what I'm saying? What's my man from the San Diego Chargers committed suicide?
Junior Seau.
Suicide. The list goes on and on of the effects of CTE. Remember, Jordan Peele is doing this. So this is a Get Out, a flip on Get Out maybe. You know what I mean? Where it's only existing in his mind.
Listen, if this isn't good, we're going to have a real uncomfortable conversation about Jordan Peele. Just like the conversation we're about to have about Spike Lee.
Oh yeah, I saw that movie. Yeah, I saw it. Me and wifey went to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible, Kenny. That was terrible.
Spike Lee has. I think you know when the game just passes you.
Yes,
that's what I think. I think the game has just passed Spike, and Denzel tried to help out his boy because that's Spike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
Malcolm, the literal game has passed me. I told you in my mind, my crossover is, I'm hitting you, In reality.
Right.
Hey, what the fuck's up with this old nigga? Pass the ball. But in my mind, I'm moving fast. Watch this. My wife will be in the third lane going, yo, what the hell is going on? These cars are flying by. Meanwhile, she's doing 40 in the third lane with her music blasted all the way up. And she swear she flying.
Yeah.
And that these people are doing hazardous shit around her, bumping their horn. She like, yo, they crazy out here. I'm like, no, you crazy. Get your ass over into the senior citizens lane.
Yeah.
Right? And so the speed in which reality, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you get a little older, you out of sync.
Yeah.
You can't go to the bar and say, hey, shorty, love to put you on my dinner plate. Shit, yeah, 20, 30 years ago, that shit might have flew.
Yeah.
Chicks, what the fuck this nigga's talking about, right? So there's a time when it all passes us.
Yeah.
Right? We got to give it over to the young guys and say, it is your time now to do what you do. And I feel the same way about Spike because, first of all, the dude from Progressive was a detective in the movie. The insurance guy, Mayhem. What's his name?
Oh, okay, yeah, I think.
I love his commercials on TV.
Yeah,
you know the Mayhem commercials, but he was in character in his Mayhem character in that movie. The way he was acting as a detective was weird. You know, it just seemed out of place. Denzel showed up a couple of places. I'm like, how? What? This made no sense.
Yeah,
none. And Spike did the little scene. Well, you know, he do the camera shit. And you like, oh, shit. And he played the jazz music and shit. And you like, but it doesn't have the same effect. The movie industry has taken a leap, a quantum leap. Yes.
Yeah, and Spike Lee just...
you know?
Yeah.
And his legacy is secured.
It is.
But don't come out with some shit that make me want to curse you out, my nigga. Don't do that.
Yeah.
My sister Wanda said she thought the shit was a skit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw Dame Dash is going to be back on the Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay. Wow. Back to the return of the scene where you up there clowning these niggas for having bosses. Right? You a boss. I mean, you ain't a boss. How you think your son feel? You know, you have to go home and tell him you got to answer to somebody. And I'm like, damn. I mean, even when he said it, I cringed like, ugh. Because 95% of America, we got to answer to somebody in some capacity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We still
cameras
up
out.
All right, let's see.
Sorry, folks.
I think you can still hear us, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
all right, we're back.
Hey.
All right, we're back.
So, 95% of us, if you work, you answer to somebody. It just is. It's the reality. Now, you can sell that, you know, and for him, perhaps it was like that. But perspective is always a superpower. And I always try to tell you, don't just look at it from your angle. Look at this from other people's angle. People who got to get up every day and feed their family. And they not thinking about a boss. They thinking about these bills that got to get paid. And because Envy and them are up there doing what they love to do. You know what I'm saying? Which is, commentate, play new songs, this and that. I thought it was a bad look.
So
And now he's returning. I'm interested.
That was like 10 years ago. Like maybe
Was it
10 years ago. I think so.
Wow.
That original.
A lot can happen in 10 years.
And I think he just filed for bankruptcy. He just looks bad. Like, just every time I see him, and it's the fact that he's going back up there, I feel bad for him. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's their time to run their victory lap on him.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate.
No,
I mean,
but don't assume. They may take the high road because sometimes the optics of it alone is enough. I don't have to get you up here to run these victory lap around you. The fact that you're here, maybe it's a point of redemption. And listen, he's going through his rites of passage. Whoever Dame pissed off in the grand scheme of this is, and as a man, you got to walk that walk. You talk that talk, you got to walk that walk, bro. You know what I mean? And to add salt to the injury, 50 Cent has purchased the rights to pay it in full, and he's going to turn it into a TV series.
So I have like really, really, I don't even, it's not mixed feelings. That's one of like that, not one of my favorite movies, but that's just something I can just throw on and watch anytime. However, 50 Cent, I don't know how many drug dealing shows is he gonna put out. Like I'm kind of just like over it, and the retort to that could be, well, Tyler Perry puts out the same thing. We don't say nothing about him.
I say everything about him.
Yeah.
It's all garbage.
Yeah.
It's a waste of great space.
Yeah.
We don't need more. We get it. We sold drugs. We get it. Jeez. And you're glorifying the wrong things. And this is from a grandfather, father, husband, brother. We've had our space and we're all complicit, which I always say. When I was young, I listened to some of the most ratchet shit you could think about because I wasn't thinking about consequences. Sort of like what you said a few minutes ago. Now that you're a little older, you have a different reflection on things that you didn't have before. To the window, to the wall, let the sweat drip off my butt. Yeah, we bitches ain't shit, but we did all of that in our teen years. When we get older, we are supposed to act older, be different, and recognize. See, here's the thing. We have to recognize the consequences of all of those actions. And we're all complicit because our agreement, as I always say, is the only reason this thing flies. It's our agreement. Yeah. You have to agree to let Remick into the house, into your auric field. That's what I mean by your cosmic house. Yeah. Your auric field cannot be penetrated. It belongs to you, but you have to let Remick in. And when you let them in, right? Even if you close the door behind you and you don't let more of those parasitic energies in, you still got to deal with the ones that's in the house now because they're not trying to leave. And that's where the shadow work and all of that stuff comes into play. Right. You know what I mean? Right. And so we're in a place now where we have allowed people to fester and feed on our auric field. Everybody had their door open. Now watch this. As I always say this too, music is the only thing that can enter your subconscious mind without your permission. And so the hack into your auric field is through music. So if Dr. Dre takes a Sly and the Family Stone sample and tune that bitch into a resonant frequency that enters into your auric field, and then they unleash the negative message, it's too late. This shit is warfare. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so it's something to think about. Something to think about.
All right.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, going back to the Charlie Kirk thing, I remember when the story happened, somebody said that Well, I read that somewhere they said that there was a vote on the Epstein files that didn't have to be released. Then the Charlie Kirk thing happened, and people said that that was a distraction for the Epstein files.
Very well be true.
Okay.
Because remember, Malcolm, a magician, misdirection is the greatest tool of a magician. So if I'm playing 3-card money, my view is short, so the hand is quicker than the eye. Bang, pick the card up, it ain't there, right?
Right.
However, if I'm trying to misdirect 50 million people, the view in which you see it has to expand. So we can't use a small table. We have to use the world as a stage. And when I do like this, right, everyone is looking that way at the Charlie Kirk situation. And I really wanted, the Epstein files. So it's this as above, so below, as within, so without. It's the same concept, just on a larger scale. You get more leeway the further you step back. Same thing if you're doing magic in an audience. In front of a stadium, you have more leeway for misdirection. But if I'm looking at the 3-card money table, you have a very limited amount of space to fuck me over. And they're going to fuck you over. They're going to get you.
Yeah.
Right? And so think about perception in stages. An event takes place that harness a lot of direction, energy, trauma, pain, and then they slip a law by. You know what I mean? Some laws that changed everything. And by the time you come back to your senses, it's too late. Those laws have already been passed. That is a science. They do that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. Let's get to some more stuff.
Sounds of Urban X.
Oh, Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers, bro, they might take that team away from Steve Ballmer.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They all do the same thing, Malcolm.
He got caught.
He got caught. That's all.
Got caught.
And he got caught by former ESPN, a guy who I think lost his job at ESPN. You know the guy.
Pablo.
I forget his name. And he might have been salty. He might have been sitting on that for 2 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? But as long as his job at ESPN was secure and he was good, he ain't say nothing. The minute he lost his job, let me let this thing go. And so that's, all of them do it, but he got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Because you're not going to limit billionaires to a set of rules. First of all, billionaires don't like rules.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going to give me a salary cap. I want these niggas right here to play for me. These niggas going to play. These niggas will play for me. If I got to create a shell company, throw some money in it, have him endorse that company, and have them pay this nigga. It's going to happen.
But the fact that Kawhi is, it was funny when Stephen A. Smith said, he was like, I was a little skeptical. He said, but the thing I read was Kawhi didn't want to work and still got paid. He goes, I believe it. Because Kawhi, he said, Kawhi don't want to do nothing. I'm like, like that's really his, what he's known for. Like he really is, like he could have gotten paid. There were companies in Toronto who wanted to pay him.
Yes.
Who wanted to pay him and say, yo, you just got to do a commercial. And he didn't want to do that. He was just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
And so they may make an example of Steve Ballmer and take his company, or they might cost them 10 draft picks for the next 5 years, which means your team is going to be shit.
Yep.
This whole thing with the NFL, it's all rigged. It's all rigged. So, but he got caught. That's what happened. His ass got caught. I'm talking about.
Oh. Crazy. Let's get to some more stuff, man. What else we got?
Jay-Z's casino proposal, I think, is a great idea. They're offering regular people from the public, this is his proposal, you can donate $500 or more as a stock option so you can invest into the casinos in Times Square. Malcolm's got the wicked eye. Hit me with the
That sound like some. What's his name with the Legacy Center?
Morris.
Yeah, Jay Morrison. Yeah, that sounds like some Jay Morrison. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, it's a grift. But here's the thing. Only one. Jason Williams did a good piece. I sent it to you. When he was breaking down how this energy thing works, without mentioning, he didn't get into nothing esoteric or anything. He just is saying, you go to an arena and you give your time, your energy, your money, and you walk away with nothing every time. Even if your team wins, it's a short-lived thing. Mm-hmm. Only billionaires own these NFL teams except for the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers, the people who live there own that team. And so that means when you go to enjoy a game there, you have the potential to receive a return on your investment. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the NFL, they ban other teams from doing that because they want total control over your energy. A ticket to Dallas Cowboys Stadium is $400. Average ticket, it's 90,000 people can sit there. They make about $50 million just off tickets. You know what I mean? Another probably $20 million on goddamn parking, snacks,
$20 beers,
beer, jerseys. So Jerry Jones has figured out this ain't about winning because he always winning. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You go and you exert your energy every year. Me and Eli have already started season 10. Let me clap that up.
God damn.
Of his podcast.
Yeah.
Right? And we're hyped about football. And at the end of the day, I'm getting him to understand energy and how that plays into this. And your energy that you give, is there a return on that investment? Let alone the stadiums are designed a certain way to harness energy. See, when you think about parasites eating you from the inside, right? You also got to understand as within, so with, as above, so below, as within, so without. There are parasitic energies in the astral realm and above that hover over these stadiums to get these meals that are readily available. You follow? That are offered up. And I know people tell this nigga's crazy. Trust me when I tell you, this is all about energy. So, back to Jay-Z. The fact that you might be able to go buy 10 shares for $5,000 of this casino that's going to be larger than life in Times Square may not necessarily be a bad deal. It may also be an indicator that he needs money and that he's going to use your money to help leverage something else. But we got to start thinking about the things that we spend our time with. I tell Eli all the time, you playing these games, are you invested in Sony? You know what I mean? And so whatever you give your energy to, same thing with the conscious community, the church, the mosque. It's some people been in that shit 30 years. And if you look back at it, was it worth the 30 years? That's all. And we all still here in the same place doing the same shit.
Yeah.
All right? Your energy is all they after here on this planet. And how, if you don't want to use it, someone else will. So kudos to Jay-Z. I think on the surface, it's a good idea. I might want to put 5 racks down and start walking through Times Square with a cigar like I own that bitch. You know, I own part of this shit. Yeah. Side note, you see on the sleeve, I got the conic, and on this arm, I got the iconic. Yeah. So don't forget, you can go to Shop Urban X and get some early. These are, and this is Puff. So this is 3D coming at you. This ain't the normal. We going up a notch. This is the year to be iconic, and we intend to do so. So join us in this journey to become iconic.
Absolutely.
Malcolm, let's take some questions and get on out of here.
Yes. As you guys are getting your questions ready, I want to see you. Did you see The Rock looking skinny?
I did. I thought maybe that was for a role he was playing.
He's off the juice.
He's off the juice.
He's not going to
so
admit
he's
that.
just a mere man now.
Yeah, he's not going to admit that. However, he did an interview with a doctor, like, one of these, doctors, and he talked about a heart condition that he had, that he was quote unquote born with, and things like that. The reality is, he is damn near about to be. He's like 55, he's almost 60 years old, weighing at 280 muscle. That your heart can't do that.
Yes, that's almost impossible. Yeah,
your heart is not supposed to do that, right? And he always kind of touted himself as the hardest worker in the room, and he took these big roles so he could look, he could stay big and stuff like that. But he's about to be 60, and that makes no sense. So
and all of those people who've been on Ozempic about to pay a price. They said that shit mess your stomach up, bro. Well, he wasn't on Ozempic, but I'm just saying.
No. There's speculation because of how fast he lost the weight.
Oh, okay, that he's on Ozempic.
So he's not. Let's say he's not on any type of steroids anymore. Allegedly, let's say he's not on anything, and he's on Ozempic as well to kind of lose that weight. Because he's like 6'6", he's 6'5", he's a big dude.
Yeah,
and I think his physique as it is now would still look great on anybody, but he was huge.
I might run up on that nigga like, what's good? I think me and you on the same, plane now, Anyway, that Ozempic is going to reap its ugly head, because they said it tears all your insides up. All your insides. Malcolm, did you see the Actively Black fashion show where they paid homage and honor to iconic black people from the past? They had Martin Luther King and Malcolm X's daughter come out together.
Oh, nice.
Wearing something. They had my man Carlos with the fist. From the Olympics. He came out. They had the young man, that's a picture of him drinking water from a whites-only water fountain. I thought that was dope.
That's dope. That's dope.
And the sister who went to the first black woman who went to a segregated white school. Remember she had to come in with the National Guards.
Yeah.
She was on the stage modeling and a few others. And so I thought Actively Black did a great job with that,
That's really dope. That's cool for a couple of reasons, because one, it shows the younger generation that wasn't too far off.
Yes.
Right? These people are alive, like they're here, right?
Yes.
And then two, it's just a great your brand is called Actively Black, and you're paying homage to all of these these figures. Kudos. If I had the clap button, I'll be pressing it.
Kudos to them. So let's get a few questions in, Malcolm.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and get your your last bit of your birthday treats in.
Malcolm, did you see the Tucker Carlson Sam Altman interview? No, I did not. I saw, and I don't want to switch the topic, but I saw an interview with Peter Thiel, and the guy asked him should humans survive? Because Peter Thiel he was one of their first investors in PayPal. He's in the PayPal mafia. It's a bunch of early investors in PayPal, and they've all gone off to start other stuff. Facebook, Airbnb, Uber, they all so he's part of PayPal mafia. And they asked him, should the human race survive? And he took a really long pause to say, I don't know. Well, we should be thinking about ways to improve humans, and combine them with machines and stuff like that. And I'm just this, that's
dangerous.
Yeah, that dude is dangerous. And Joe Rogan, who people thought was of the people, defends this guy, loves this guy. I just want to, just watch it. But I didn't see the Sam Altman video. Sam Altman is a miniature version of, I think, Peter Thiel. Sam Altman is the one who created or Open AI with ChatGPT and stuff like that. So I don't know.
Got you.
That's what it reminded me of. So I'll keep my I'll check that out. Transhumanism.
Yeah, transhumanism. Yep.
That time has passed. What's your take on Malcolm Jamal Warner's passing? I'm not gonna lie. I didn't think too much about that one. Was there something else surrounding it?
I'm not really sure, but I like the fact I didn't hear nothing about his funeral services. I think his family kept it private. I like that. They didn't make a big fanfare and have a whole bunch of people who probably didn't like him standing over his body. And so in that sense, I didn't want to get into the conspiracies of he was out there swimming, was he alive? Sometimes you got to let that fester and let that sit. And whatever is done will come to the light. So if it was something, eventually we'll find out. So I didn't really chase down that rabbit hole too much. I just that he represented an era of, what, the Cosby Show and what it represented and how important it was for us in our generation and who he was, our brother, you know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. So, condolences again to him and his family.
Absolutely. Thank you for all the birthday shout outs again.
Sock it to his pocket.
North Carolina bus stabbing. I haven't heard about that. I will. Yeah, I will.
Is that the where the guy was sitting behind the white girl and he just got up and randomly stabbed her? And I don't know too much. Yeah. I didn't buy into that. It didn't look real to me. It looked almost staged. So I kind of let it be.
I did hear about the student that was found hanging at, I think, Delta Mississippi University.
Yeah, that was recently. They found a student hung.
Yeah.
In the middle of the university or something. And so the details are pending on that. I did hear that today. Yes.
And I think authorities are saying like no foul play. Like I don't understand like the definition of somebody hanging.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Foul play.
Unless it's suicide, Malcolm.
Okay.
So that's all I can say to that.
Okay. All right.
What do you think about Carmelo leaving Lala out of his retirement speech?
Oh, ooh. That's sticky.
Well, she left him out of her Lifetime documentary. She did a whole Lifetime series documentary interview, and she made no mention of him.
Okay,
and so
that's what it is.
That's what it is. It's up.
That's
you
what
know
it
what
is.
I mean?
And
also,
I'm in the NBA Hall of Fame. It's more important than whatever the hell you got going on.
Yes.
So
also,
I win.
People had a problem with him recognizing his Puerto Rican father and his Puerto Rican heritage because he was raised by a black mother, black sisters, black that. I didn't have a problem with that.
I never have a problem with that.
He wouldn't be here if it wasn't for his Puerto Rican father. That's just a fact. Right?
And it wasn't. Even if you heard his speech, he thought very highly of his pops. Like
yes.
You get what I'm saying?
He should.
He
should.
So he thought highly of his pops. So I don't know. This internet thing. This internet thing has kind of I think humans have always been tribal, and we wanna lock in with our own. But I think we've kind of taken it too far when somebody's talking about his dad.
His dad. He rode in on it. His ultralight beam was this guy. Remember, mama takes the ingredients and makes something out of it. Now, that's going to lead me into Dr. Umar. My final thoughts on Dr. Umar is this.
Oh, what happened?
No, I just wanted to put a bow on this, Dr. Umar. I think where Dr. Umar ultimately went wrong is he did not have a strong black woman by his side during the whole process. Now, before y'all start saying I'm simping, and no. It's something about Men, we have the capacity to dream. That's what we do. We're dreamers. Beautiful women, right, have the ability to tether that dream in something called reality. A good woman by your side would say, okay, let's bring the dream in just a little bit. You know what I mean? And let's work it into something that's tangible. A good woman is going to collect those fees that was coming in and make sure all the books are kept correctly. So you got bookkeeping. She has the ability to not kill your dream, right? But to harness your dream and allow that dream to become a reality in a way that you can stand proud. And she will even step back and let you have your moment to shine. This is the good women I'm talking about. The fact that he started this journey, in the middle of this journey, and at the end of this journey, has never had a woman by his side that he could count on to be honest with him. Listen, Malcolm, I've been producing beats for 30 years. In my head movies, right?
Yeah.
I buy equipment like, remember, I'm a rapper, I'm an MC. But I go down to B&H, I'd come back with drum machines and samplers, and I have told my wife, one day, I'm gonna be producing beats. She will enter into my head movie, walk around and go, all right, this is some bullshit. So let's have more of a reality to it. Now, I have a very small corner in my home with replicas, smaller things of the dream, because I'm still a big dreamer. She didn't kill the dream. She just curtailed the dream into something a little bit more manageable. I got a little drum machine, and in my mind, that's going to pop off. So, and watch this. All of his predatory behavior, sexual-wise, would have been curtailed had he had his woman by his side. You understand? So now you ain't got all of these women, because women love powerful men. And all of them women who would have been coming at him, just throwing the panties, he would have been anchored in something solid like his own woman. So she would have handled the books. She would have kept them hoes off of him. She would have put the dream in a reality stage, and him promoting the black family the way he did and the way he does, he looks void when there's nobody standing next to him. So that's my 2 cents on the area in which I think he suffered the most. Right?
I agree.
Just wanted to add that.
I agree.
All right.
Because if you guys knew some of the things that my pops has wanted to do, it'll give you a headache.
Yeah, but you should be allowed to dream.
Yeah.
And then my wife would go ahead, nigga had a dream.
Yeah.
Go on and do, go ahead. And then she'll come in there with a fucking machine gun and shoot down 48% of that shit. And then a couple of days later, I go, yeah, you right. Maybe I won't do the grand thing. I'm gonna lay it all out. And so you need that in your life. You need all that. Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's time to get out of here.
That being said, it's time. Thank you guys for joining us.
Happy birthday, Malcolm.
Appreciate you.
32 years old, making me seem old.
Listen, man.
I get it. I'm super proud.
I saw a couple grades in the beard. That's when I knew. When I knew. I was like, no.
Yeah, you wait until you get in the shower and be like, what the fuck is this? This shit is officially fucked up. Yeah. Still got a little time, That's when shit get like, God damn. Yeah.
Yep. So, guys, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. And we'll see you guys soon.
We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Iconic.
Iconic.